She used to talk about this house like it was some kind of fairy tale. It had a white brick exterior, bay windows, a winding driveway lined with soft garden lights, and a porch swing she swore would be her favorite thinking spot. We'd walk past it sometimes during late night strolls back when we didn't have much, just big dreams and each other. I'd squeeze her hand and say, "Someday, we'll have something like that." And she'd always smile, lean into me, and whisper, "I don't care about houses. I just want us." But that was before he showed up, before the expensive dinners, the designer handbags, the stories about how he owns his own company and FLI's first class just for fun. I watched her light up whenever she talked about him. And each time she said he was just a friend, her eyes told me something else entirely. I wasn't blind, just in love. And love, when it's deep enough, makes you doubt even your own instincts. We started to drift. She stopped responding to texts right away. She came home late, smelling like cologne that wasn't mine. I tried to talk to her about it once nervously, carefully, but she brushed me off. "You're being paranoid," she snapped. "You're jealous because he has more than you." That line hit harder than she probably meant it to. She didn't deny it. She didn't comfort me. She just let the words sit between us like a wall I couldn't climb. 2 weeks later, she left. No long explanation, just a note. "I'm tired of waiting on promises. I need more than hope. Double quotes hope.as if that's all I ever gave her." What she didn't see was how many nights I stayed up late working freelance gigs just to save a little more. How many times I skipped things I wanted so I could buy her the little surprises that made her smile. How often I stood outside that dream house and pictured us building a life inside, not from money, but from meaning. But she wanted fast. She wanted shiny. And he had that in his wallet. I remember the last time I saw her, arms draped in designer bags, eyes hidden behind oversized sunglasses. She barely looked at me. He stood beside her, smug and polished, tossing his keys into his imported car with the same ease he probably tossed around feelings. She didn't say goodbye, just walked away, as if love was something she could outgrow like a cheap dress. And maybe she could, but I didn't let her choice break me. It carved me. I started over, quietly, patiently, grinding harder than ever. I took every ounce of pain and poured it into progress. I built a business not flashy, not loud but strong, stable, mine. Years passed, and 2 months ago, I bought the house. That house, the one she used to call our someday. Now, every morning, I walk out to a driveway she once dreamed about. And every night, I sit on that porch swing, her thinking spot, and breathe air that smells like peace. It was a Sunday afternoon when I saw her again. I had just finished trimming the hedges when a silver car slowed near the curb. At first, I didn't recognize her. It had been years. Her hair was shorter now, styled differently. Her clothes still screamed expensive, but her posture was different, less confident, more guarded. The passenger window rolled down, and there she was. "Nice place," she said. I stood up slowly, wiping the sweat from my brow. "Thanks. Just finished redoing the backyard." She nodded, eyes drifting toward the porch swing, the flower beds she once described in dreamy detail. I used to imagine having a house like this. I didn't respond right away. What could I say? "You did imagine it. You just didn't imagine it with me." "What brings you here?" I finally asked. She hesitated, then glanced at the passenger seat, empty. "I was driving through the neighborhood," she said. "Didn't know you lived here. Thought I'd stop when I saw you outside." But I saw through it. She knew. She came here on purpose. Maybe she expected me to gloat. Maybe she thought I'd still be bitter, aching for her validation. But all I felt was stillness. "How's he?" I asked casually. She looked down. "We split up about a year ago. Turns out, money doesn't mean much when someone treats you like you're disposable." I didn't say anything. I just let the silence stretch. Let her sit in the space she once left behind. She looked up again, eyes a little glassy now. "I was stupid. You always believed in things, real things. You worked hard. You loved hard. And I threw it away because I was chasing a shortcut." I should have felt triumphant in that moment. But all I felt was sadness for both of us. Because no matter how shiny things look, they don't carry warmth. And love that's traded for luxury often leaves you colder than before. "I thought about you a lot," she continued. "Especially lately. You were always steady, kind, and you kept your promises." "I still do," I said softly. She laughed. But there was no joy in it. "I'm not here to beg. I know I don't deserve that. I nodded. But if you ever want to talk, she added, even just as friends. That's when I realized something. Even now, after everything, part of her still believed I might open the door. And I won't lie, there was a flicker inside me, a memory of soft summer nights, shared playlists, whispered dreams. But I'd learned something since then. You don't walk back into fire just because it once kept you warm. I wish you well, I said. Truly, I hope you find what you're looking for. Her eyes glistened. She opened her mouth to speak but then closed it again. She nodded once and drove away. I stood there for a moment, watching her car disappear around the bend, down the road we used to walk together. Then I turned back to my house, my home, and smiled. That night, I sat on the porch swing and looked up at the stars just like we used to. Only this time, the silence didn't ache. It comforted. She was gone again, for good. This time, and I wasn't angry. I wasn't sad. I was just free. It took years to get here, not just in money or success, but in mindset. When she left, I thought the hole she left behind would swallow me, but it didn't. It shaped me. It made room for strength I never knew I had. Funny thing is, she was right about one thing. I wasn't rich back then. I didn't have the flashy car, or the fat bank account, or the tailored suits. But what I did have was a dream and the fire to chase it. She couldn't see the value in that, and that's okay, because the woman who chooses comfort over character, appearance over effort, shortcuts over substance, she was never going to build a life with me. Not one that would have lasted. Over time, I learned that love isn't just about who says I love you the fastest or who stays the longest. It's about who believes in you when there's nothing to see yet. She chose his wallet because it was already full, but my heart, it was full of plans, visions, late-night determination, and that kind of fullness takes time. Now I live a life I once only whispered about. A quiet, meaningful, deeply earned life. I built this house brick by brick, in every sense. And no, not just the mortgage or the materials, but the mornings I didn't give up. The nights I worked when no one was watching. The sacrifices I made when everyone else was celebrating. And as I sit here on the swing, sipping tea in the golden hush of evening, I think about how full my heart still is, but not from bitterness, from clarity. She taught me one of the most important lessons I'll ever learn. The people who leave when you're at your lowest aren't villains, they're just the ones not meant to rise with you. Because if someone can't love you while you're building, they don't deserve to stand next to you when the doors finally open.